have here an image of clownfish. Why? Well, I asked a question in my audience analysis completed on July 19th of 2016 that asked, do you have a positive connotation on clownfish? I am very pleased to say that everyone answered yes, and because of this, I want to ask a rhetorical question. What if clownfish were to die out? Well, how could that happen? One answer is coral bleaching. In the research that I have conducted, I have found the problems and the many solutions to coral bleaching so that these little fish don't disappear. I'm going to persuade all of you that by making a few or even one lifestyle change, coral reefs can be saved. How am I going to go about doing that? First, I'm going to answer the question what coral bleaching is and why you should care. Secondly, I'm going to offer solutions that all of you can do. And finally, I'm going to explain how those solutions will work for the reefs. So first, what is coral bleaching? Why should you care? Coral bleaching, according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, as of March 17th of 2016, is what happens when corals are stressed by changes in the environment, such as temperature and light, and they expel the algae living within them, which causes them to turn white. And as Brian Clark Howard, environmental journalist for National Geographic on March 21st of 2016 said, this means that the coral will starve to death without the algae as food. To better understand this, think of coral bleaching as a process. The first stage is healthy. There's nothing wrong with the coral. The second stage is dying. At this point, the algae has been expelled, they are slowly starving to death, and they can still be recovered. And the third stage is death. The coral has starved to death. At this point, there's nothing more we can do for the coral. So why is this a big deal? Other than the fact that an organism is dying? Well, according to the Nature Conservancy as of 2016, coral reefs shelter 25% of marine species, protect shorelines, support fishing industries, and provide tourism. The fishing industries are what will impact us here the most in the Midwest. This is because with coral reefs being destroyed, the habitat and ecosystem that the corals support will cause fish to relocate or die off. In the audience analysis, I asked the question, do you eat fish or other seafood on a regular basis? 18% answered all the time, and 46% answered once a week, and the rest, 36%, answered once a month. This means that each and every one of you will be affected. Now someone might say that they don't eat a lot of saltwater fish, that they can just eat freshwater fish. That's fine, but here's the thing. If more and more people begin to eat freshwater fish, the same thing that's happening to saltwater fish is going to happen to freshwater fish. Their populations are going to shrink and the price is going to go through the roof. No offense, but fish is already plenty expensive. Besides, fish is important for our health. We need the omega-3s and other nutrients that fish provide us. And with coral bleaching, fish is becoming more and more scarce. So now that it's been established that coral bleaching does indeed impact us, what do we do? Well, there are many solutions, and some are ongoing as I speak. An ongoing example of a solution is in the June 3rd, 2016 article from Newsweek Global written by environmental journalist Richard Skiffman. The article stated that Ruth Gates, a coral researcher, intends to use the results gathered from a study on coral on Coconut Island to breed and introduce climate-adapted supercoral to the ocean to help bring ailing reefs back to life. Some say this is genetically modifying, but all scientists are doing are taking coral that survived one bleaching event and breeding it with another coral that survived a different bleaching event and helping the evolution process go forward. There is no DNA being spliced or altered. Now, the solutions that people other than scientists can do consist of participating in a program or even making lifestyle changes. As an example of a program, the Nature Conservancy puts on the Adopt a Coral Reef program, which is where you can pay a minimum of $25 to the program and adopt a coral reef that is in danger or has the potential to be in danger. As examples of lifestyle changes you can make, there is motor transportation, carpooling, taking the bus, bicycling, walking. It could be conserving electricity. When no one's home, turn down the heater or the AC. Unplug unnecessary electronics you know you're not going to be using for a while. It can be conserving water. When you're in the shower and washing your hair, make sure the water's not on. Or it can be making sure that all the faucets are closed and not dripping, there's no leaks, things like that. So what scientists are doing are obvious enough in how they're helping solve coral bleaching. But how do the solutions that we all can do work for coral reefs? Well, think of the solutions that you can do as the domino effect. One thing leads to the next. For example, adopting a coral reef has to spend money, which goes to scientists, which goes to research, which then goes into protecting the coral reefs. Now I get that $25 can be a bit much, especially if you want to keep doing it. I myself can't afford to do it. And this is where the other solutions come in. As an example of a lifestyle change as a solution, take motor transportation. By carpooling or bicycling, you're not creating as much exhaust, which is then not changing the atmosphere, which is then not getting absorbed into the ocean, which is then not changing the conditions of the ocean, which is then making it so the coral reefs are not harmed. The other solutions are the same way. And while you're at it, you're saving gas money and you're getting more fit by exercising more. So in conclusion, you have learned that how coral bleaching affects your life by impacting the fishing industry. You have learned that there are solutions to coral bleaching, large and small, from paying money all the way to going for a walk. You have learned that by following just one of these solutions, even a small one makes a difference. But more importantly, you have learned that by making a few or even one lifestyle change, coral reefs can be saved. Now I understand if you're in a bad situation where you can't change your mode of transportation, you can't pay the money, and you're already conserving electricity and water, then do what we all do best. Move your mouth and talk. Spread awareness. Bring it up in casual conversation. It's that easy. Now I have here a pledge that I would like all of you to sign that says at the top, I pledge to make a lifestyle change or changes, large or small, to make a difference and save coral reefs. But before I pass this pledge around, I would like for all of you to look at this image of clownfish one more time and ask yourselves one single question. Now that I know, can I stand by and do nothing?